Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Small Talk on the Mats. My next guest here is I've said it before, he's a local legend here. He's got the social media platforms going on. I'm sure you've seen him on social media. He has quite the introduction, man, a resume, but we're going to go over everything here about his life, his comedy, his creations, his content, and then we'll go a little bit about his background before he was known. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Dizzie Locz.
What up, everybody?
What's going on, bro?
Man, just maintaining, bro. Busy as hell, but maintaining.
Yeah, dude. All right, cool. So that's good, bro. I'm glad you came along. Like I said, I categorize my questions, so we'll stay on topic.
Okay.
And we'll start with the rise of Dizzie Locz, bro.
All right, sounds good.
Cool. So the first question to cap this off, man, you blew up on social media during the 2020 pandemic. So can you take us back to your first piece of content that went viral, and then the moment you realized, like, this is something big?
Yeah. So I was doing some, I guess, TikTok type of videos, and I was doing it on Instagram.
Yeah.
And my cousin was like, why don't you post it on TikTok? It would do really good. And I didn't post it, you know. So I ended up going a different route, and I used a sound that was going viral, and it was a Pop Smoke, the rapper. Mm-hmm. So he has a sound on TikTok that was going viral at the time, and it was, I've been so wrong, but I'm always right. I said, I know how to shoot and I know how to fight. And so I did a voiceover to that, and I put all of my accomplishments that I've achieved since I've got out of prison, and I overcame my addiction and stuff like that. So that's what started it. And then from there, I just kind of evolved and started doing comedy, started kind of showing people, I guess, you know, it's funny, but it might be a little like offensive, but it's true. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Cool, man. So your brand is built on comedy and parody. That's how you started. So how do you balance the character of the real Dizzie Locz with your true self? And then to caveat, where do you draw inspiration from Albuquerque in your content?
Well, I mean, I guess just being born and raised there, bro. You know what I mean? And I didn't just like grow up on like, you know, the east side or something like that. Like I was up downtown in the war zone. I was on the streets. I was one of the drug addicts that was over there running around the streets, you know. And before that, though, I would say that, you know, I was just like a street hustler, just flipping cannabis, flipping, you know, other substances.
Yeah.
And, you know, I kind of built a reputation, but then I kind of went down a dark path, and then I ended up locked up and stuff. So that, a lot of my content derives from my experience.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, we'll go into that here in a little bit.
Cool.
With a platform of over 250,000 followers, bro, that's crazy. You have a significant voice in the game, man. So what's the biggest misconception that people have about you based solely on your online persona?
Well, I would say that people think I'm an asshole online.
Okay.
But when they meet me in person, they're like, you're actually a pretty cool dude.
Yeah.
So it's like the opposite, you know. Some people, like, they're like really cool online, but then you meet them in person, they're an asshole. Well, I'm like the opposite.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's crazy, because I had Santi on the podcast a few weeks ago.
Nice.
And he was talking about that too, like meeting up with other personalities and stuff. And he was saying like a lot of like what you just said, like there's people that opposite of what you said. There's people who are like cool online, but then they're like total fucking assholes in real life, dude, which is like, that's not the type of character you want to put on for your fans, you know what I mean?
Right. But I mean, there is it's like a double-ended sword, you know what I mean? Because you could either be yourself, but doing that, I mean, people will always find a reason to hate you.
Yeah.
And if you say something, or if you do something that they don't agree with, then they're not going to like you. They're going to hate on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you could fake it, but the moment that you be yourself and you get caught in that moment, that's when everybody's going to turn against you. So you might as well just be yourself right off the rip. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, bro. Ain't no way for faking, man. No room for that. So social media can be a brutal space, as we just mentioned, but how do you navigate the negative comments, the trolls, the constant pressure to perform and create content for your audience?
Yeah, I mean, it's a rough, you have to have a strong mind, some thick skin for sure, because people say some off the wall shit and they don't even know you per se, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they will just kind of judge you. They'll just look at you and judge you. Oh, you're probably the type to be this way, to be that way, and they don't even know you. You know what I mean?
A lot of keyboard warriors out there, bro.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and, my whole time being on social media with all the threats and everything else, and not one person has said nothing to me in person. So, I think it's just an internet thing,
Yeah, for sure, bro. For sure. All right, so the next topic is from hustler to entrepreneur.
Yes, sir.
So you've gone from illegally hustling cannabis to owning a legitimate manufacturing company.
Yeah.
So what has been the most surprising difference or unexpected challenges in the legal cannabis industry compared to the black market?
Oh, man. It's like going from slinging burritos out of your trunk of your car to having a restaurant.
Okay.
That has to be FDA approved and all that. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
just a lot of rules and regulations, stuff that you didn't have before. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of added expenses. They keep hiking up the tax on the cannabis sales.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So, what I specify in, I'm lucky enough to where I do wholesale. So we do an NTTC form with our customers. And then the tax gets added to the customer when they pay, basically.
Okay. Gotcha.
So, but yeah, it's pretty rough, man. It's there's a lot of competition.
Yeah.
It's been a race to the bottom. So, I remember in the black market, I was getting an ounce for, I would say, $250.
Yeah.
On the regular, that was the going price. Now you could get an ounce for like $50.
It's crazy,
yeah, bro. It is wild.
That's wild, dude. I remember because through my teenage years too. Of course, I used to buy it back then too, and like when everything was in the process of legalization and stuff. Just the other day, my wife and I were just thinking about like tripping, like, bro, like we can go into a store now and just buy like a pre-roll, and no sweat.
Right,
like,
that's lab tested. You know what I mean? Back then, you'd get weed that smelled like diesel fuel or something.
Yeah, dude. And then you had to like hide it, and the smell was so dang, like it was loud, and it was crazy, bro. It's crazy.
And then it's more potent nowadays.
Yeah, that too.
Just a little funny side story right here. So my dad, I got him some suckers one day, right? They're like 25 milligrams of sucker.
Yeah.
He eats one. And he gets so high off of it. He went to let the dog out, I guess. And he said his legs stopped working.
Oh, shit.
So he just laid down in the living room in the dark. And I guess the other dog went and woke up my mom. And so my mom was like, what the hell's going on? So she's walking in the room, and my dad puts up his foot and is like, hey, I'm laying right here, scared the shit out of her. She's like, what are you doing on the floor? And he was like, I ate that sucker and it made my legs all wobbly.
Yeah, man, that stuff is crazy, bro. And that's another thing. It's just like it comes in like different edible forms now. Yeah. Gummies, lollipops, little chocolates now. It's crazy.
They even have suppositories. I know it's crazy, but they do, bro.
I didn't know that. That's interesting. Okay, so you mentioned in the bio you started smoking weed at 9, right?
Yeah.
Never stopped from there.
Nope.
How has your personal relationship with cannabis evolved from your youth to now being a professional in the industry?
Now I actually feel like a professional. Yeah. I guess that's the only difference, I guess now I'm more educated about the science behind cannabis.
Yeah.
So I know about the terpenes. I know about the different cannabinoids that are in cannabis. It's just like a whole industry now. So I feel like a professional within this industry. You know what I mean? I went from being just a pothead that sold weed to being a professional manufacturer wholesaler.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, that's pretty cool, dude. The rise of it, right? So walk us through the journey of your product. Like, what are the key steps, the challenges, and taking cannabis from a fresh harvest to packaged pre-rolls or vapes, carts ready for your dispensary shelf?
Oh, yeah. Each category is its own thing. With edibles, you got machines that make gummies on a big production level.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking about like 10,000 gummies in an hour, stuff like that.
Okay.
Same with pre-rolls. They even have, like machines that like literally package like a I want to compare it to like a manufacturing like in China or something.
Okay.
It's crazy how it is nowadays. But what was the question again?
No, it's all good. It happens every episode. So walking us through the journey of the products, right? The key steps and the challenges and all that.
Okay. So, I guess when I'm thinking of a product to put out, I think of what I like.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I think of what the majority of people would like to. And everybody's different, of course. So I guess you could say, you know, I've done everything from carts to infused pre-rolls to regular flower pre-rolls, you know. And at the end of the day, it's just you got to kind of get in where you fit in. You know what I mean? Some people specialize in doing topicals. Mm-hmm. Some people specialize in doing concentrates. So it just really depends on what your niche is in it, you know?
Okay, for sure.
And then, so I guess, you know, from my own personal journey within it, I'm almost like a scientist. I put the white lab coat on, I start mixing and mashing things together, and I come up with products that are effective and that you'll be happy with. You'll be smiling after you smoke it.
Cool. That's pretty badass, man. All right. As a local New Mexico entrepreneur, what are your thoughts on the corporatization of cannabis and the influx of large out-of-state companies into the market?
Yeah, I mean, that's another double-edged sword right there, right? Because the bigger companies coming in from out of state, they could also bring in more money for you in your pocket. But at the same time, it's like they're going to make all kinds of money and they're going to take it out of the state. You know what I mean? And our state needs that money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the ones that are homegrown local, we're the ones putting the money back in the economy here. It's the big corporation coming in from out of state, like Swazi and all these other companies like that. And, you know, I guess that's, like I said, it's a good and a bad thing. Yeah. It just depends how you look at it.
Okay, for sure. So the next category is your turning point, right? You've been very transparent about your past addiction.
Yep.
Can you describe the moment you hit your absolute rock bottom and what that felt like for you?
Oh, man, I felt like my world was ended. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like I was in a bottomless pit and there was no way out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it took me to get arrested and get locked up to, I guess, rebuild myself. I got broken all the way down just to rebuild myself to who I am today. So
yeah,
it was hell. But I mean, getting to where I'm at now, like all I see is the blessings in life. You know what I mean?
Dude. Yeah, it takes a lot for someone to persevere like that, from coming, you know, from the bottom, man. So literally all the way from the bottom. So yeah, man, your successes are working, man.
Thank you, bro.
For sure, bro. You were charged with 11 felonies, but convicted of 3.
Yeah.
All right, so looking back, do you feel the justice system treated you fairly, and how did that experience shape your view of law and order?
Well, I might say something that might shock a lot of people, but I think they let me off the hook pretty easy. You know what I mean? If I got charged with 11 felonies and I only got convicted of 3, I mean, what does that tell you about our judicial system here?
Yeah.
And that also reflects on the crime that we have here in the state of New Mexico as well.
Right.
I mean, I'm thankful that it was a faulty judicial system personally, but being like giving it a realistic view on it, like we have a lot of work to do here in New Mexico with our judicial system.
For sure. Yeah. So, yeah, that's another double-edged sword for you, right? Like they got you off pretty good. It gave you a second chance.
Yeah.
But at the same time now, like in 2026, like you can see the results, man. It's all over the news. But yeah, again, it also takes a person, like as an individual, to make something out of that opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Because you could have gone back to what your previous life was, but you didn't choose to do that.
No.
So that again, that's your success story, man. So
thank you.
You spent nearly 3 years in prison when that happened. So what was the single most important lesson you learned behind bars that you actively apply to your life as a father and a businessman today?
Oh, man, the appreciation factor. Like, you appreciate the little things in life, like being able to take your kids to the zoo, being able to just be in your own home with your kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when you're in prison and you're locked up, you're taken away from everything in your life.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like I said, it makes you build a whole new appreciation for the little things. So it's like motivation too, low key, because it makes you not want to go back to that.
For sure.
Because you don't want to lose out on that anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. It makes you grateful for what you got, man.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Okay. If someone listening right now is in the same dark place that you were, like addiction, caught in a life of crime, etc., what is the first and most critical piece of advice that you would give to them to start turning their life around right now?
Just don't look at it like it's a dead-end road. Don't look at it like there's no coming up from there. You know what I mean? Because things can always get better.
Yeah.
So if you have that little bit of faith that things will get better, it will.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you have any kind of negative thoughts, like any kind of low confidence in your thinking when it comes to your recovery, you won't make it. So you got to be 100% committed and confident in your recovery.
That's it, man. A whole lot of discipline comes with that too.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, next topic is your life, love, and fatherhood, right?
Okay.
A new chapter for you.
Yep.
So as a father of 3 daughters,
Yeah.
how do you approach conversations about your past, and what do you hope they learn from your mistakes of your journey of redemption?
Oh, that's a good one. So I basically am transparent with my daughters, you know, like, hey, this is the reality of the world. Look what I went through. Look what your mom went through. And don't make our mistakes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, you know, it's one of those things where, like, you want your kids to do better than what you did. You know what I mean? So I don't think you'll get that message through to them if you try to sugarcoat everything or if you try to keep things from them.
Yeah.
They got to know the harsh reality.
Yeah.
They got to know what the bad that you've gone through so they could see that, well, it can happen to me too. So I better not be slipping up. You know what I mean? So I guess you could say that it's, you know, like you just want them to do better than what you did before, you know?
Yeah. Girls and... So I have a son and a daughter, man. And when I had my daughter, like, because my son's my oldest, but when I had my daughter, dude, my life changed all over again, bro. Like, having a girl is fucking scary in this world,
I got
bro.
3.
Yeah, so that's why I was leading to, bro, like, having 3 daughters.
Yeah.
I can only imagine how you feel, bro.
I mean, I guess the biggest perk of that is they all look at you like you're the superhero of the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
nothing like that feeling, bro.
Yeah, dude. All right, so, and congratulations on your new home, by the way, man.
Oh, thank
and the
you.
recent engagement, too.
Thank you.
So, with that being said, how does building a stable and loving family life impacted your drive, your creativity, and your overall mindset?
It increased it all.
Yeah.
Increased it all. Yeah. Like now I'm even more motivated.
Good.
And then plus I don't have any other distractions in my life. I'm fully focused on my girl and my daughters, my house, and my business.
Living the American dream, brother.
Yep.
That's
Nah,
it, bro.
so there's only one place to go from here, and that's up. You know what I mean?
That's it, brother. That's it. So this one's a good one. So you described in your bio, right, your upbringing as growing up a shit stick, is what you, quote unquote, right?
Yeah.
So what are you consciously doing differently to ensure your daughters have a different, more supportive experience?
Well, I'm just kind of leading by example. You know what I mean? I'm showing them that, hey, if you just stick to the game plan, go to work, you stay out of trouble, don't get into stuff, don't go partying, don't go do all kinds of stupid shit. You do what you got to do, take care of your responsibilities, and then the outcome will be great. You know, of course, it feels like, you know, it sucks to just put in work on your life but the results are what you're looking for. You know what I mean? And I'd rather have those results than the results of when I went to prison. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I try to teach them. You know?
Okay. Yeah. And leading by example is huge, bro. Next question. Going from a prison cell just a few years ago to owning a brand new home with your family is a pretty massive life change, man. So do you ever have a surreal moment where you have to stop and process how far you've come?
Yeah, sometimes I do. You know what I mean? Like when I see people that notice me in the street and they're like, hey, can I get a picture with you? You know, I'm just like, I couldn't imagine that happening when I was locked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same with all the stuff that I get to do with my family. You know what I mean? Even if it's just going out to eat or sitting at home eating dinner. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was one of those guys like, hey, let me get a pic. We're at the bare knuckle fights.
Yeah, that was a cool fight, bro.
Yeah, those are cool.
Shout out to Cody East. He killed it in that one.
Shout out Cody East, bro. All right, so the last topic before we get to our rapid fire round. This is the controversial corner, man. Unfiltered opinions. So, as a 3-time felon, what are your views on the restoration of voting rights and other civil liberties for former inmates? And then to caveat that question, do you believe the system is designed to permanently punish?
Yes and no. I mean, like, for example, like if you go and you apply for certain housing or apartment complexes, you might get denied because of your record. You know what I mean? And I feel like, it depends too, how long you've been out and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's like right off the rip. You get out of prison, you get put on parole, and then you go try to get a house or apartment, and they're like, no, you can't because we don't allow felons.
Yeah.
Same with jobs, you know what I mean? So, there's a lot of jobs that do hire felons. So I can't say that it was rough finding a job.
Yeah.
Because they're out there. So that ain't an excuse to say, oh, I have a record, I can't get a job. You can get a job.
Yeah.
You got to just get out there and get it. But, yeah, I mean, it's hard to, I guess, get back into the function of life because you have so many odds against you.
Yeah.
When you first get out, like I said, the housing. I mean, where are you going to go if they don't allow you to live in good areas?
Yeah.
The ghetto.
Yeah.
Where are you gonna work out if they don't allow you to get good jobs? You're gonna work out low end jobs or heavy labor jobs. You know what I mean? Which I think heavy labor jobs are right, but depending on your age, you know what I mean. You might not want to work that.
Good point. So was the transition personally hard for you?
Yes and no. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when I first got out of prison, I was kind of scared of everything. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to get in trouble. I wanted to do good. So
right.
Not everybody has that mentality when they get out, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Some people are like, fuck it, I'm gonna go right back.
Right.
know?
Yeah. That goes back to me saying is like people choose that route.
Yeah.
Right. So
some people like that lifestyle, being on the streets. I've talked to a lot of people that being on the streets, and
yeah.
And it's weird. They choose that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's odd, man. I'll never understand, man. But I mean, to each their own, right?
Right.
Having seen crime from both sides of the law in Albuquerque, what do you think politicians and law enforcement consistently get wrong when trying to address the root causes of crime in this city?
Yeah, I mean, they're completely off. Like, for the homeless problem, for example, it's not a homeless problem. They act like there's a shortage of homes, and that's why people are on the streets. Mm-hmm. It's that, for one, we're a sanctuary city, so people get shipped in from all over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For two, I think we have a mental health problem,
for sure.
And I think that gets overlooked every time they say the homeless problem. It's more of a mental health problem, and I feel like the elected officials neglect to see that, or I don't know what happened when back in the day when they closed down all the asylums and let everybody out and stuff like that, saying that it was a civil rights violation, whatever.
Yeah, I heard about that just the other day.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, in my opinion, it might be a controversial take, but they need to bring back mental health facilities for people and they can't leave, you know what I mean? Like, keep them there to be treated by a professional staff, be totally humane, of course, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's a lot more humane than just leaving them on the streets to fend for themselves, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Interesting, because I just had the episode hasn't come out yet, but the lawyer David Chavez.
Yeah.
I was speaking with him, and he works a lot. He has a program, I think it's called Steel Bridge.
Okay.
They're working a lot with the homeless, and they're doing exactly what you just said, which is crazy, because it's like a barracks type thing. Like they get them help.
Yeah.
They put them in this building. They get them the resources they need to sober up, get the education they need, GEDs, things like that. And he was saying right now, I don't know how long he said that program was going on for, but they're putting like all private funds into that, man. But he's saying that at the long game, like that their success rate is still very low, which is a shame, man, because we're still giving these people the help they need.
Yep, and it's not working.
Yeah, and they get out and they're just back to square one again.
That's why I'm
So,
saying it's got to be addressed at the mental health level, And if you really want me to peel back a layer, it has to be addressed at home, like in the family's home. You know what I mean? Because you got kids that are running away. They have mental health problems. They grow up on the streets. Yeah. Then they start using drugs. And then now you got some more kids added to the homeless population.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's wild, bro. Shit. I agree with you, man. What's up, everybody? This podcast is brought to you and sponsored by the Rock Family Therapy. Not every battle is fought in combat. Some are fought in silence, in your head, in your home, or behind the mask you wear every day. At the Rock Family Therapy, they stand with those who fight to rise again. Veterans, first responders, parents, or anyone carrying the weight of trauma, loss, or stress. This isn't just talk therapy. It's rebuilding from the inside out. It's mental conditioning for life. A place to reset, refocus, and rise stronger. Whether your uniform is military, professional, or just the armor you put on to make it through the day. If you're ready to face what's been holding you back, they're ready for you. Call or text 505-336-0238 or email r.villy@therockfamilytherapy.com or visit therockfamilytherapy.com, because warriors come in many forms and every warrior needs a rock. What's up, everybody? This podcast is sponsored and brought to you by Toehold. As you know, I've been a long-time customer and supporter of Toehold. I'll give you 3 reasons why I love this company. 1 is because they're huge supporters of veterans, law enforcement, and first responders. 2nd reason is because everything is American-made with integrity as it should be. And 3rd reason is because they have the best customer service that you'll ever receive with timely responses. Now, their main focus is flip-flops that'll last you a lifetime, but they also sell caps, shirts, rash guards, wallets, you name it. One of my favorite ethically sourced exotic leathers here is Murder Hippo flip-flops. We got stingray, elephant, crocodile, and if you don't want an exotic leather, you got different options on vegetable tan leather with stamps and colors. And going to the wallets here, we got zebra, we got stingray, we got John Wayne style minimalist wallet, and then going to the key fobs. So guys, go show your support. You have so many options with different exotic leathers. Go show your support for AG and Toehold. Tell them I sent you. Thank you. Peace out. Next one is the war on drugs, quote unquote, directly led to your incarceration. So from your perspective, has it been a success or failure? And if you had the power, what is the first policy you would change?
I mean, the war on drugs is ridiculous. You're never going to get rid of them. You're never going to stop people from using. Mm-hmm. There's always going to be a black market. So, I mean, at that point, I mean, we got to follow a textbook out of other countries that have had a success rate, right, with their policies. Yeah. So, I believe in Portugal, they had not necessarily legalized it, but they made it to where it was like a government program where they had like step facilities. Mm. So if you were in active addiction, you go to the facility, they give you your narcotics, they give you free needles, free, clean everything, sterile everything. They had a medical staff on standby. Yeah. So what happened is the addict would go there and then they would say, okay, now we're going to start winging you down. Mm. And then they start winging them down, and then they put them in like an inpatient rehab type of program. Yeah. And then once they get out of that inpatient type of rehab, then they go into outpatient. And then it's just like counseling and group therapy, stuff like that. Next thing you know, they're back to their life. And what that whole program has done is reduce the rates of IV transmitted diseases. Okay. So basically anything with a needle transmitted. It's reduced the overdoses. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's had a high success rate on turning people back on their feet. Okay. So, I mean, a lot of people might disagree and say, well, that's inhumane to just give people narcotics. But at the same time, if they're getting clean narcotics, they're not getting battery acid or something in their narcotics and shooting it into their vein and dying. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They're not going to be leaving a bunch of needles and syringes all over the floor on the streets, you know what I mean? So You're not going to have a lot of people dying. You're not going to have a lot of people transmitting diseases. So there's some positives with doing it. It just needs to be approached a little different than what we do. So if I were to become in power, I would try to push for something like that.
Yeah, okay. That gets me to think, that turned the gears a little bit in my head. Like, if that has a success rate, why are we not copying that blueprint? Do you think there's some kind of like scheme that's like underground scheme, a government scheme or some shit that's just keeping these drugs on the streets?
Well, I mean, if you think about it, if you have somebody on narcotics, they go and commit a crime, and maybe it's a bunch of small crimes, right? But then eventually it turns into a big crime. Then they get a conviction. That person gets sent to prison. The state gets federal funding for each inmate.
That's right.
$1,800 a day for each inmate. You got a pod with 56 inmates. Have about 6 pods in one unit. So, I mean, if you do the math on it, it's a lot of money. So, there is an ulterior motive to wanting to keep people incarcerated.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, last question before we hit rapid fire round.
All right.
You said nothing is off the table. In today's highly polarized climate, do you believe there's a danger in being completely honest and unfiltered, or is it more important than ever to do that?
It's more important than ever. I mean, we need people to be real, unfiltered and uncensored, because we've been living under this, I don't know how to describe it, like this bitchy fucking sensitive type of society where you can't say anything because it's deemed offensive. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, the way I look at it, if you think it's offensive, close your ears. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mind your business. You don't have to address everything that pisses you off or you don't like to you don't like. I hear plenty of shit that I don't like. You know what I mean? That they say. And I don't go and tell them, oh, you shouldn't be saying that. You know what I mean? I'm a firm believer in, you know, your right to freedom of speech. Regardless if I don't like your speech or not, you're still entitled to that. You know what I mean? Exactly. I wish a lot of other people would have that mentality as well.
Yeah, and the media has a lot to do with that, bro. It's just like they've persuaded it over the years. It's just gotten worse and worse, especially in blue states, man. But yeah, I agree with you 100%. I think people should be speaking their mind. I think they shouldn't be afraid to speak because of the consequences, right?
Right, and that goes back to what I was saying earlier. I mean, if you're being real the whole time, getting canceled isn't a thing. You're already canceled off the rip by people right off the rip, you know what I mean? And then the true ones are going to like you.
Yeah, exactly.
But when you're politically correct and then you finally be a human, that's when people are going to turn on you. You know what I mean?
You're going to have double.
Because a lot of people don't realize this is that we're all the same in a sense. We all say things that we may not want to say outside of our homes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there's only a small percentage of people that have the balls to say it publicly. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yep. True. All right. So we reached, I do this thing called rapid fire round, right? So I'm going to ask you some cool, fun questions here to cap it off, bro. All right. So the first question, red or green chili?
Ooh, Christmas.
All right. Your favorite cannabis strain of all time?
Oh, man, that's a hard one. I would say old school, Bubba Kush, new school. I got to say it's got to be that Super Boof. I've been really messing with that one.
Okay. What is your biggest pet peeve?
Oh, my biggest pet peeve is just people being low IQ like crazy. You know what I mean? Like they don't have no fucking sense. You know what I mean? I'm like, do you not have any critical thinking skills here, bro?
Oh, shit. That's common here, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. First concert you ever went to?
Oh, man. It was Nelly.
Oh, shit.
Believe it or not, it was Nelly. Yeah.
Here in Albuquerque?
Yeah. It was at the Tagle Coliseum.
Nice. Okay. What is the most underrated spot in Albuquerque?
Oh, most underrated spot. Food-wise or like club-wise?
Generally, yeah. You can do both.
Man, that's a rough one. I mean, because I feel like, man, that's a rough one. I would say, because even if I say like restaurants that I like, people are going to be like, hell yeah, that shit's bomb. You know what I mean? Oh, man. I don't know. I don't know what's underrated. I couldn't answer that. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, no worries.
Maybe I could do an overrated one.
Let's hear it.
Okay. And I'm sorry, Lottaburger. I'm sorry, Lottaburger. Everybody's on your tip, but I'm not, bro. I remember your Lottaburgers from back in the day, and they were like that.
The huge fuckers.
Now I get a Lottaburger, and it's the size of an Itza burger from back in the day. So
yeah, I do remember that.
And I did collab with Lottaburger to do some pictures at the Balloon Fiesta and whatnot, but yeah, no, I just think that they're overrated for what they used to be. You know, you guys need to get back to that.
I agree. If you weren't doing comedy or cannabis right now, what would you be doing?
That's a good question. I don't even know, bro, because cannabis is my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, and then comedy, I mean, I can't help it, bro. If you're a funny person, you just talk shit, and then that's who you are. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's a good question. I'll have to come back to you. I'll have to call you later and let you know, because I don't know what I would be doing with my life, bro.
That's fair. What's one piece of advice you would give your 18-year-old self?
Oh, man. Don't trust all these girls. Like, don't be pursuing all these girls and just giving your full trust in them. You know what I mean? Don't be putting your full trust in people in general. You know what I'm saying? I was too trustworthy. I was too nice back in the day. And now, you know, some people might say, oh, you're an asshole. But you haven't been what I've been through to make me that way. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I would tell my old self, just, you know, don't pursue girls like that. Get your mind on your money, you know, because I'm pretty sure you being a youngster too, you're chasing tail everywhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I was, bro. And that distracted me from the big picture.
Okay. Gotcha. What is your go-to munchies food?
Go-to munchies food. I have so many, bro. I mean, I like Frito pie.
Okay.
Frito pie is fire. Man, go-to. I like a lot of food. I would say burgers.
Burgers?
Yeah, you can never go wrong with a good, fat, juicy burger. Put some green chili on it, whatever. Put an egg on it.
Gotcha. Yeah. What is the best part about being a dad?
Oh, man, just seeing that how your influence affects your kids and seeing them be successful. Like you said, you were doing jiu-jitsu. My daughter, she's Andrea, she's doing taekwondo.
Okay. Yeah.
And she's already moved up a few ranks in the belts. She's, so it makes me proud to see that she got into something and stayed dedicated to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I feel like that comes from a little influence on me being there to push her to do that,
Right. Yeah. They need that push from their dad.
Yep, definitely.
And the last one, bro. What is one major goal you're determined to crush within the next year?
Oh, man. So my main goal is to get my own warehouse and, level up with the manufacturing.
Okay.
Buy some bigger equipment, buy some, basically just scale up.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I'll be pretty happy because if I scale up, then that just brings in more dough.
Yeah, that's it, man. Like you said earlier, the only way's up, bro.
Yes, sir.
That's good, man. Cool. So open mic here, man. Is there anything that you feel we need to discuss or mention that we didn't talk about here?
Yeah, so maybe I've just been going down some rabbit holes in the last few days, but the Epstein files.
Oh, shit, man. As of the past few days, yes.
So one thing in particular, there's a lot of things, but one thing in particular that it didn't seem like it was necessary information for the world to know, but it was still funny, was Bill Gates got some sort of STD from a Russian hooker.
I haven't seen that yet.
So he was so he was sending emails to Jeffrey Epstein asking him if he could get some antibiotics so he could crush it in his wife's food so she didn't know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that Jeffrey Epstein was like, "Fuck you, Bill." You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah, so basically, I don't know what Bill Gates did or if he got caught up with his wife. If she didn't know back then, she for sure knows now.
Yeah, it's out. And that's what's crazy. It's still early. Like, they're still unfiltering everything.
Oh, yeah.
So we're still early in
Well, and then what's crazy is maybe me being a conspiracy theorist or whatever, but I was connecting so many things that I was like, I had a suspicion on, and now it all makes sense. It's all connected. You know what I mean? From Pizzagate to a Frazzle Drip, to the Epstein files, to this whole the Illuminati. You know what we've always thought what the Illuminati was? The elites of the world that were rich and powerful, and that they were, a pedophile sex ring, murdering sex ring of children. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it all is true.
Yeah.
It's all true. So
it's insane, dude. Have you seen the movie? Damn it. It's the one with the dude who played Jesus, Cavazio or something like that.
Oh,
it's
the one on the
child trafficking.
Oh no, I don't think I have.
Sound of Freedom.
Sound of Freedom? No, I don't think I've seen that one.
You need to watch that movie. It's based on a true story of the sex child trafficking, all that stuff, and how that one dude went to go to another country to save these kids, man. And it goes a little behind the scenes of what they go through and stuff like that, man. It's wild, bro. But yeah,
Sound
dude.
of Freedom, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, dude, it's a good movie. Highly recommend it. But yeah, dude, no, you're totally right. This we're still early in the game for the Epstein files. I'm sure
that was 3 million documents that have been
exactly, dude. The number
and there's
of
still
documents,
more.
dude. That
and there's
is
still more.
Insane, bro. And then not only that, but like public figures that are like celebrities, right? Like
even
Diddy was already fucking caught. Like, but he was already caught. But imagine how many other ones that have.
Well, Jay-Z was mentioned to be at the Epstein Island.
Yeah.
I mean, even at that, what opened my eyes even more, which I've already been saying, but it just validated it, is that you got piece of shits on both sides of the political aisle.
Yeah.
And it's like how do you even say, I'm still going to be for this political party, knowing that there's piece of shits on your side of the aisle still? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you can't even blame both sides. This goes deeper than any political party. Mm-hmm. This is validated every single conspiracy that probably any of us have thought about, the Illuminati, about everything else going on. We know who the faces are now.
Yeah.
And that's what trips me out. And just, I mean, it's disgusting. It's crazy that there's people out there like that. And especially in the positions of power. These are the people that are running our country.
Yeah.
And they're trying to do things for our children. And it's like, bro, I don't even want you thinking of my children. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude.
So
Yeah.
it's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that my wife listens. She's a huge fan of Candace Owens. I don't know if you know who that is, but
oh yeah, definitely no Candace Owens.
yeah, but she's the one that keeps me updated with a lot of what she says, man, and especially after the Charlie Kirk assassination, like Candace just went her own rabbit hole, right?
Yeah.
Of uncovering all this other shit that just connects the dots, like you said, man.
Yep.
So it's fucking crazy, man. The times we are in today of what's going on, and then like. If something happens, the media is going to try to distract you from what's going on with something else, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So,
that's how they work, you know. And it's like they report on stuff, but they leave out details.
yeah.
And those details are important because context matters when you're
Yes,
reporting on
it
stuff.
does. Yes,
so
it
when
does.
you put out something and you leave out context, it's gonna put out a wrong message. And I mean, I'm gonna be real, bro. That's why you see a bunch of the protesting and everything going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's because the media is not telling the whole truth about things.
Yeah.
You do your research, you'll quickly find out that things weren't exactly what they were portrayed on the mainstream media.
That's it, man. That's it.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, like if you want to get some good news sources that are non-biased, that kind of give you the news clips from both sides of the aisle of the mainstream medias, groundsbreakingnews.com.
Okay.
That's where I go and I check out all the political stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check. I haven't heard of that. I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah, check it out, bro. I mean, it makes it way easier than having to go and research all kinds of different, news outlets and stuff.
Right.
So you kind of get it all in one spot. It gives you, I mean, it just opens your eyes. Like when you see what things are getting reported from both sides, and it kind of gives you more of a clear view of what's really going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to take that. Grounds breaking news.
Yep,
Okay.
grounds breaking news.
I'll check that out, man. Thank you for that tip.
Yes, sir.
Cool. Plugs and shout outs, bro.
All right, I'm gonna give a shout out to my new wife, Brittany. Soon to be wife, Brittany. We're getting married in July, so shout out my babe first thing and foremost. Shout out to my boy Cardo, always being by my side and stuff, always helping me out with everything. And shout out to everybody in Burque, everybody in New Mexico. I love y'all, even the ones that don't like me. I love y'all still. I still smile on your face every time I see you.
Yeah. Shout out to the haters, right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. And last but not least, where can the audience follow you on social media, bro?
Oh yeah, go ahead and follow me on TikTok, The Real Dizzie Locz, spelled Dizzie with an I-E, Locz, L-O-C-Z. You could also follow my new page for my new YouTube channel that I'm going to be doing, reaction channel, and it's going to be called Dizzie Locz versus All. So I'm going to give you my unfiltered, uncensored opinions.
Nice.
And it's either going to make a lot of people love me, a lot of people hate me, or both. I don't really care.
Fuck yeah, man. That's it, dude.
And Instagram and Facebook as well, The Real Dizzie Locz.
Gotcha. Okay. I'll also throw your tags in the description of the video when it comes out, bro.
All right.
Cool. Well, there it is, guys. The Real Dizzie Locz. Here we got him here live, and hope you guys enjoyed the episode. And until next time, we'll see you on another episode of Small Talk on the Mats. Peace out, everybody.